Welcome, Henry, and you are from France.
Exactly.
Okay, and which track are you representing today?
I'm representing multilateralism and youth engagement.
Ooh, I love that one because
Yeah.
it's a bit complex.
Exactly.
So simplify it for us. What is it, and what's your main focus?
Well, the two focuses are one is on fostering youth engagement towards global organizations, make sure that youth voices are represented, are taken into account in global governance issues. The second aspect of it is multilateralism, making sure that countries have a say, all countries have a say in the involvement in the development of conflicts right now. What main aspect is, of course, the reform of the Security Council, which is a key aspect of the negotiation. And what's difficult is that, and also a challenge, but a happy challenge, and we are ready to overcome it. It's to make sure that there is a consensus between 20 countries with diverging views and not always align visions of what should be done. So my job and our job is to find common grounds, commonalities between our propositions and make sure that we find blind spots in global governance right now. My main area of interest in terms of blind spot is space governance. I think we should do something about the fact that in 2030, 40,000 satellites will be on first orbit, and there is a high risk of collision, of conflicts right now, and we need to find ways to regulate the space aircrafts.
And what? Okay. What does that mean? What's the risk here? Because it sounds good, right? We've got all these satellites up there. What's the risk?
Well, the risk is that there is a high risk of collision, a risk of interference. When you know it's all about ons and electronic distribution of the space system. So if you have too many satellites, they might collide, they might interfere with one another. You also have a risk of spying, and we need to deal with that. And it's also about regulating a new market. It's a very new market. It's developed very much in the 10 last years, and we need to do something about that. Make sure that the UN has identified the blind spots of the governance when it comes to space system.
All right. So you mentioned the youth. You mentioned that there needs to be a lot of youth engagement in these conversations. Okay, so let's think about this challenge of space satellites. How can the youth be involved in that?
Well, many youth are engaged in the industry right now, especially since youth are very equipped when it comes to digital and technical soft skills and hard skills. So it would be normal and obvious that they need to be committed, they need to be engaged with this, and to be part of the discussion and making sure that we build a new space for regulated space, safe place too, no interference, no collision, no risks, and youth has to be involved. Of course, we need to work on ways to do that, because it's easy to say, it's not easy to achieve. But maybe the UNUSET could have a youth committee, a permanent youth committee, to make sure that the youth are involved. And also we need to work with the industry, the private sector, because there are many young people employed in this industry. This is where the skills come from.
Yes.
So we need to be part of the discussion.
Yes. And when you talk about space, a lot of us think of going to Mars,
Yeah.
right? A lot of us think of what Elon Musk is doing and all of that. Are you also talking about that, or are you purely focused on just the satellites?
Well, going to Mars right now is like nothing but a project. Nothing has been done so far. It seems to me quite unrealistic. What's realistic is the fact that the space might be saturated in a while. Especially the first orbit, because there are 3 orbits in space, and we need to act right now. Because if we don't act right now, it's going to be too late.
Yeah. You mentioned it might be saturated. Okay, we're thinking that space is this enormous amount of space, right? It doesn't feel like it should be saturated.
Yeah.
Okay, so why is it being saturated?
Well, the first orbit is basically limited in terms of space, and when you build new satellites, most of the time they go in the same orbit, and you need to disorbitate them and to make sure that, for example, what I want to do is like a space traffic management code. Like, when you pass your driving license, you have some rules you have to respect. Why shouldn't it be the same for satellites?
Oh, look at that. Look at that. K24. Is it K24? We have a driver's license book. I think it's called K24.
Yeah, that's
so we need a K24 for
exactly,
space.
Exactly. This one is what I'm defending, yeah.
That's amazing. All right. And do you feel like countries that like African countries, because I'm assuming we are the slowest to get satellites up there. Do you feel some of our views or some of our contributions are getting left behind because we're not fast enough?
Well, certainly, and it's a shame, especially since you know that youth in Africa will be representing a major part of the global population in years to come. So, but I'm confident about Africa's future when it comes to promoting good engineers. And these engineers will certainly, if they want, support the capability of Africa. They should. They should be the harm of a new space industry in Africa and make sure that they are in discussion too.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
This was so knowledgeable.
Thank
I
you.
think young people will be inspired to imagine all these new jobs. Like we all thought jobs were limited to land
Yeah.
or limited to water. Water is the new thing, but now there's space. And we need to start thinking about that. All right,
Exactly.
enjoy the conference.
Thank you.
And before you go, you have to say thank you in Zulu.
In Zulu.
Yes, so you say ngiyabonga.
Thank you in Zulu.
Say ngiyabonga.
Gyabonga.
Awesome. Thank you.